Guys, when it comes to power outages, there's a number of things that we depend on a daily basis that we take for granted. But when the lights go out, the lights go out. And you could have a generator, you've got gas, you're keeping your refrigerator, you're keeping some lights on. But having something that is more sustainable to me has been something that I've always looked for. I was recently on Sportsman's Guide and I found something that was really interesting. This is the Biolite. It is a solar-powered light source, and there's some other features to this. But this is something that you can sustain for an extended period of time. In fact, they've been used pretty extensively in Africa and some of the areas that are just completely without electricity. And this gives those places, a light source. And it's solar backup, so you have the sun as keeping this thing charged. This could be used for a temporary power outage like a natural storm or things that just occur on a regular basis, but it can also be used as a long-term solution to have some kind of light source and again to be sustainable. Now, I was on Sportsman's Guide and I just happened to come across this and I decided just to check it out. And so you're going to check it out with me. You do get a $20 off every $100 or more purchase using Sootch when you go to the Sportsman's Guide website, and that's always a big plus. But even though I do work with Sportsman's Guide, I purchased this on my own. Of course, you get the box. There are 3 lights and you have 3 switches. We have a power box and we have our solar panel. We're going to open this up. I'm just going to show you from start to finish, kind of give you an idea of what you're going to be getting. All right, I've got it all unpacked. You get 3 lights and each has extension cords all the way throughout. You do have an on-off button here. Each one of these has all this going on. That's pretty impressive. I mean, you can spread these lights out into a pretty large area. You do get your solar panel and you get a cord that goes with it. So you can actually attach the solar panel, put it outside where you can get the sun, and then you can daisy chain it to each of these lights. We also have our base, and again, this has a radio, it has a light. I believe this has weather radio, and we'll check all this out. Volume controls, pretty cool little system. Also, these all have hangers. Each of these lights has one of these little hangers, and so you can hang these lights and then extend this through each of these to your base and to your solar panel. And you also get your owner's manual, and we're going to go through that. I'm going to go ahead and get all this charged up, and then we'll come back and we'll check it out. Now, it gives you all the parts list, but here's a diagram to kind of give you an overview. You set your solar panel up to where it's getting light, and then you connect it to your base, and then from your base you connect the different lights. You can set this up however you want to. You can do more of a permanent kind of setup, or you can use this and just put it away. And they also include mounting fixtures as well, even your cable hookups, and there's some wire in here to be able to put the solar panel wherever you need to. And the base for the radio even has an antenna. 2 of the lights are just opaque. One has a motion sensor here. So this could actually set in front of your door outside. When somebody comes in, this just comes on automatically. Then the other ones are going to be turned on by your switch. And this one can be turned on by switch as well. Now, each of the lights has a receptacle, and so you can take that 3rd light and you actually place it right in here, and it connects it with the other lights. Now, you also have this hook that's connected to the cables, and then you can just hook it to the top of the light around something that will hold this light. So let's say you have an existing light that hangs down or something, you can actually wrap this, and that way you can have this ready. And this is adjustable, so you can make this any size you need to, or you can make it pretty tight. Or for that matter, you could actually hang this just like this on something and the light would just direct down. According to the manual, full sun, it takes about 7 hours to fully charge your system. But once you have this up, you're just going to have it sitting out in the sun. You want to put it in a really good place to be able to attract sun, and then also angling this just slightly. You can put this in the weather and rain won't hurt it. You just don't want to set it down flat on something, then the rain can settle on it. So you just have to have it at a little bit of an angle. Once you have it fully charged, you have 14 hours of battery life. Now, this is also considered a light, which, we'll see that when we get this fully charged. But you have actually 4 lights. Again, according to the instructions, it says that it'll give you 20 hours on low. If you go up to the medium setting, it'll do 10 hours, and if you go to the high setting, it's 6 hours. And then again, you don't have to use all these lights at that same time, and that will also conserve battery life. Now with your solar panel, you put it up under the bracket, and then there's a little sun diagram. You just put it in, and then for your lights, same thing, go under the bracket, and then there are two different places to be able to attach your light cables. Obviously this one will daisy chain with one of the second lights, and so you only need 2 ports. Okay, so now we've got this in full sun. We're just charging up, and you can see that it's already starting to show the LED, and we're just going to let this go for a little bit and see how it runs. We're going to fully charge it, obviously, because we want to get the full capability, and we'll test it out. But there is a lithium-ion battery inside here, and it is being charged right now. Now obviously you don't want to leave this sitting out in the sun while you're charging up your panel. I'm going to just cover this up for right now until I get this mounted. But until we test it, I want to wait, and then we'll mount it. Now here is your control panel, and you just hit one of the buttons, the prompt buttons either way. You bring up your time, your day, and the date. Hit it one more time. We go to battery life. You're at 97%, 24 hours left to empty. And then we have the sun. We don't have this solar panel outside, so no solar power is detected. And then you have your radio, which your buttons right here. And there we go. So we have some music here. I'll turn that off before YouTube gets me on a copyright strike. Then we can go next to the MP3. This has a small little port for your micro SD card, and you can put music on there, and you can play whatever music you want to play. And then we go to back to the time and date. And then you have, of course, volume buttons. You have fast, forward, and back. And then we have the light. And so connected right here to the top is your light. Press it again, it just gets brighter. Maximum output, it's 100 lumens, and that's on the base itself. Now you have 2 USB ports. You can plug in a cable or any kind of USB compatible charging, and then we can plug this in, and now we're charging the phone. And of course you can charge a lot of other different devices, and you do have this USB cable here. This is an adapter, and there's a number of different ways you can set this up. Even for a GoPro, they have different adapters. But mostly you're going to be using USB, so you have those 2 adapters there. Now here we have your light, and you have your control panel right here. Of course this is attached to the cable, which is 18 feet in length. So you can really put this in a lot of different places. Of course we have it hooked up in the back. And you'll notice when I hit this button, we get our light, and then it just continues to get brighter and brighter, again up to 100 lumens. And then you can daisy chain these lights, and you can have 3 lights plus the console, so you have 4 total lights, and again on high it's 100 lumens, so it's 400 lumen total. Now it's a 20 watt hour control panel. The solar panel has a 21-foot cable that leads to the control panel, and it's a 6 watt panel. It's 11 inches in width, it's 7.5 inches tall, and it's 0.6 inches in thickness. And it's made of aluminum, so it's really sturdy. There is a rechargeable battery inside. It is a 3,300 milliamp battery. So guys, again, you have your control panel with a light, radio, we have charging capability, then we have the solar panel, and then you have 3 additional lights that you can daisy chain, and then you have a adapter for different charging devices, and all the hardware to mount it. One of the great things about this is you can take it anywhere. I mean, you can take it camping, you can be outside in the outdoors, you can have a cabin that doesn't have power, and this is going to give you power. And again, you can just use this on its own, or you can use 1, 2, or 3 of the extra lights. It gives you a lot of capability. One thing I do like about this particular light with the motion sensor is that I can set this outside of a tent, and if anything comes up, it'll automatically come on, and that'll give you a warning. And then you could have one of your other lights inside, or even just the control panel itself. Now the Sportsman's Guide website, it's $179.99. Of course, if you're a member of their Buyers Club, it's $161.99. And you still get a $20 off every $100 or more purchase. And so that brings it down, if you're part of the Buyers Club, to $141.99. And if you're a member of the club, you get free shipping. So it's a really cool deal. There's a lot of things you can do with this, and it's very easy to use, easy to set up, easy to use. So then again, guys, needing light, I mean, it is important, especially in a power outage, for long-term type use. And this is really safe, you know, better than, you know, lanterns or candles that have that open flame that can really cause some problems on top of your power outage. But this just gives you a great light source, and also with the radio, it gives you a way to communicate. So check out the Biolite. Again, pick this up on Sportsman's Guide, and you do get a $20 off every $100 or more purchase using Sootch, no 00. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Brownouts or blackouts because of the coal shortage. You can have natural, okay, I don't want to go straight into that. I mean, those have happened regularly in different areas for different reasons. Just according to what kind of, you know, whether it's a snowstorm, you could have tornadoes, you could have whatever. Okay, you could have whatever. Okay, we're going to look at a little detail before, well, I don't know what the heck I'm even looking at.